this is a section or an article and so on and so forth, right? HTML5 is trying to do the same thing. So let's move on. If I keep on scrolling down, here I've got another new element called aside. And it's really kind of saying that in this thing, so aside meaning not on the side, but meaning it's not the main content of the website. It's something, it's a separate context, right? So you might also be interested in this. In this case, we, according to the design, we have the older posts, but what you might have as well is maybe advertisement or things that you might like and so forth, right? So I won't beat the dead horse. You guys probably already know what I'm saying with HTML5 elements and focusing on the semantic. Now let's talk about the real thing, the fluid grids. I've got semantic HTML. Now I want to position it in the right way. And if I resize the browser, everything has to scale accordingly. So that's easy, right? So let's open up the CSS. And I've got here, if you notice, styleful.css. So let's just open up styleful.css. And notice here that every time I define a margin, I use %, right? And every time I use a font pixels, I use EMs instead of using pixels. There's some pixels there, but just ignore that part. It should have been EM or %. The reason why I did that is because every time I use pixels, I'm bound to a specific resolution, right? So for example, if my screen is 800 and I have something that's 400 pixels, that's like definitely half of it. But if I resize it smaller to 400 pixels, suddenly it can fill up the whole screen. So I don't want that, right? So instead of doing 400 pixels, I would say 15%. With font size, it's the same thing. I won't use pixels, but I will use EM. And as kind of like a mental model, if you're obviously